Kurt Cimarron was slapped with 2 counts of robbery under arms charge when he made his appearance before Magistrate Ann McLennan in the Georgetown Magistrates Court today. The 19-year-old, who was not represented before the Administration of Justice Act was applied, pleaded not guilty to both allegations. The particulars of the offense stated that on April 14, 2014 at Shell Road, Kitty, being together with others, Cimarron robbed Shahab Ali of $200,000 cash along with his BlackBerry phone valued $50,000 and another item to the tune of $223,000. The second charge read that he on the same day, being armed with a gun, while with others robbed Anand Kishore Sunilal of his ICE mobile cellular phone valued $7,000. The facts were not read by Prosecutor Corporal Denuro Jones. However, according to the police report, the defendant, who operated with 2 other men armed with a gun, went to a wake house at Shell Road, Kitty, and robbed several persons. Only 2 victims came forward and reported the matter. The defendant was pointed out in Alboystown by one of the victims after reporting the matter to the police. After the AJA was applied, Attorney George Thomas entered an appearance on behalf of the defendant. In Cimarron's defense, the attorney lamented that his client is being framed by one of the victims to whom his client, Cimarron, is well known. He further stated that his client was placed on a one-man identification parade, one that was null. His application for bail was, however, denied after strong objections were raised by the prosecution and the fact that Magistrate McLennan ruled that no special circumstances were raised. He will return to court on the 29th of May. Junior John, who also appeared before Magistrate Ann McLennan, had the charge of possession of firearm read to him. On May 19, 2014, at Norton Street, Georgetown, he had in his possession a .38 revolver, while he was not the holder of a gun license. Represented by Attorney Mark Waldron, the 29-year-old defendant entered a not guilty plea. Prosecutor Jones related that the defendant, who had a haversack on his back, was stopped by the police, who requested to carry out a search on his person. It was during that search the revolver was allegedly found in the haversack. This was not favored by the defense attorney Waldron, who denied the prosecution's claim. Objections raised by Prosecutor Jones were the seriousness, nature and gravity of the committed offense, and no special circumstances raised for the defendant to be granted his pretrial liberty. He was remanded and will be making his next appearance on the 30th of May before Chief Magistrate Prebe Harry. Meanwhile, Ronald Williams, who attempted to virtually stymie the circulation of education in the country by stealing, was sentenced to 18 months imprisonment after appearing before Magistrate McLennan. Williams, a father of 6, pleaded guilty to stealing a Sony high-definition video camera from the Guyana Learning Channel, the property of the Ministry of Education. The 35-year-old customs broker committed the act on May 21 at Lot 3 Battery Road, Kingston, Georgetown. The facts, narrated by Prosecutor Jones, stated that Williams was seen by the CEO of the Learning Channel in the studio. At the time, he had a laptop bag. When inquiries were made, he provided no reasonable answer. A search was carried out and the item was recovered. Williams, who admitted to the offense, begged for leniency from Magistrate McLennan. He boldly stated that he returned the item after it was found on him. Williams further pointed to his responsibility of providing a living for his 6 children. Prosecutor Jones notified Magistrate McLennan that Williams was convicted before on a simple larceny charge, and he was sentenced to 66 months imprisonment. Magistrate McLennan, in her ruling, chided Williams about his behavior and his need of rehabilitation from stealing, which will have to commence during his 18-month stay behind bars. Finally, Ewart George, who was featured on HGP in the court Thursday last, has been sentenced to 112 months behind bars by Magistrate Judy Latchman in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. He was also fined $160,000. George was charged with possession of firearm and ammunition. The prosecution, led by Inspector Joel Ricknott, proved during the trial, which lasted for 5 days, that the evidence given by 5 of its witnesses was substantial. Magistrate Latchman found the 23-year-old guilty based on the evidence produced before her. On May 13, 2014, he was found with a .38 revolver along with 3 live rounds at Bel Air Village by a police patrol that stopped motorcar HC2240 in which he was a passenger. The weapon and ammunition were found under the front left side seat of the said car. For HGP in the court, I'm Ralston Elliott.